Hey loves, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Amber Mellon. If you are new here, I would love for you to be a part of the tribe and be a part of the Moon and Star Therapy tribe. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. If I say something that helps you today, resonates with you today, I would love for you to hit that like button and possibly leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know how you like this video, or if you don't want to say anything, you can just leave some green hearts, okay? So I'm super excited and super nervous about this video today. Today I want to talk about my own personal mental health challenges in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you didn't know, May is all about mental health awareness, okay? And so ever since experiencing my own personal mental health challenges within the past 2 years, it has definitely created a passion in me to speak my truth, to share my story in hopes that it can encourage and give someone the courage and the bravery to open up and talk about their own personal mental health challenges, or maybe how to identify if you could be suffering from a mental health disorder. Ever since the pandemic, a lot of people are coming out about their own personal mental health challenges, whether it be during the pandemic, before or after, okay? And so yeah, we're just going to get into it and I'm going to share my personal experiences, okay? So this video is going to make me nervous, but it's okay. So I have always suffered from anxiety since I was a teenager. I also have vertigo, which there's no cure for vertigo, but definitely when I have these episodes of anxiety, they can trigger my vertigo and I can pass out, okay? And I started experiencing this as like a young teenager, like around the age of probably like 12, 13, 14, just being in traumatic situations, it would trigger extreme anxiety very quickly, like in a short amount of time, and create this panic, and it would literally cause me to black out, okay? And my mom thought I was, trying to get out of trouble and that I was making it up until it kept happening. And, my brother would catch me from blacking out. I would just completely black out and fall on the floor and have no conscious of like what had happened. Okay. And so that was like one of the first things, I learned like as a teenager of, I didn't know, now I know what it was, but back then I didn't know what it was. It was anxiety, and that's just due to being in situations where you are living with a person whose emotions are not stable. Someone's emotions who can go from one extreme to the next extreme, and being in that type of environment, stressful environment, I didn't even realize it until talking with one of my best friends that it made me kind of have this anxiety triggered in me and always kind of been kind of anxious, okay? And so that's my first experience with anxiety. So I've been dealing with anxiety probably, forever now. And there's things that I do, take deep breaths, breathe in and out. And how you know if you're suffering with extreme anxiety or panic disorder is if you have suffer like short breaths, if you have short breathing, you feel like you can't breathe, you feel like a tightness in your chest, you feel a sense of doom and gloom, you kind of feel paralyzed with fear, as if you cannot go anywhere, do anything, like you just have to sit down, hide, wait it out, and you kind of just want to isolate yourself and be alone, okay? And I experienced a few times, as a teenager, again, because living in a traumatic, not a traumatic situation, but living with someone whose emotions were all over the place from one extreme to the next extreme, okay? And so recently, within the past, I would say, when I went to go visit my sister in Minnesota, okay? So I've been sharing with you guys that I've been experiencing a lot of major changes in my life. And when you experience major shifts in your lives, or a major change that can kind of alter your life going forward, it can trigger some anxiety, it can trigger depression, it can even trigger panic disorder, okay? And so when I went to go visit my sister in March, me healing from, you know, the things in my life that are uncomfortable, the changes that I've had to make, the things that I've been going through, just coping with that, dealing with that, you know, making the necessary changes, I didn't realize how much more grieving I had to do. I didn't realize how it had affected me. Again, because, you know, I am a positive person. I do love to inspire people, empower people, motivate people. And so, you know, I know you guys noticed a hiatus with me making videos because it's hard for me to create content and teach you guys or inspire you and empower you when I don't feel empowered. So for those of you who are super loyal to my channel and support and watch everything I do, you guys I know you noticed a big gap in me uploading. And so when you see that, those are sometimes when I just have to go in hermit mode and I really have to look inward and figure out, you know, what is making me feel this way. Okay, and really quickly, I just want to give a shout out to those who have been reaching out to me, you know, within the past couple of months to check on me, always making sure I'm okay. First and foremost, my sister, my best friend Brittany, my homegirl Petal, my homegirl Tatiana, my best friend Vanessa, Shawana, I don't want to leave anybody else out. My Aunt Shay, she, you know, would text me a lot of things every day. Lakshmi, one of my clients from when I had my salon open. I can't forget about you, Lakshmi. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the ladies who, you know, would just reach out to me and, you know, just checking on me to making sure I'm okay. I really, really, really appreciate you. Of course, my parents, my dad, my mom. I just really want to thank you guys for just giving me my space to work through what I'm working through, but also checking on me. I love you, ladies. I love you guys. So yes, back to the topic. When I went to go hang out with my sister and just get a break, I started suffering you know, extreme anxiety, and I also was having panic attacks to where I didn't even want to leave her apartment. You know, when I would suffer these panic attacks, I would start to feel like tremors, like very shaky. I would have shortness of breath, like feel like I couldn't breathe. I would feel like I have a lot of pressure, a lot of weight on my chest, and just really shaky. Just, you know, I was scared to get, and I started having this experience, and this started just making me think like really negative, like really bad, and I had to like take the time to breathe in and breathe out and kind of you know, remove those negative thoughts and replace them with good thoughts, because it was literally like paralyzing me to where I didn't want to drive. I was having these bad thoughts like, if I drive, I'm going to get in a car accident. You know, something's going to happen to me. Something's going to happen to my daughter. You know, especially being in a new environment, you know, especially up north, like driving up north, like the whole road construction is just different. Okay, it's just different driving up north than driving in the south. And so I don't know too if that just adapting to that, and then the weather, you know, it was warm here, but it was super cold, and it's snowing and freezing, and was snow everywhere, and it just really just triggered just with all the things that I was dealing with and the things that I was like, you know, grieving and letting go and letting pass. It really crippled me. I really didn't like how that made me feel. And so one of the things that also helped too was ashwagandha pills. If I can remember, hopefully I can leave them in the description box. But ashwagandha is a natural herb supplement that you can take to help relax your nerves and to help with stress. So that definitely helped. You know, when I would start getting these thoughts, these negative bad thoughts of like, you know, if I get in this car, I'm gonna get in a car accident, you know, something bad's gonna happen to me and my daughter, I would literally have to like pray and, you know, just think positive, say things out positive. It's like, Amber, you know, you're okay, everything's fine, like you're fine, you're just, you know, you're just dealing with a lot of things, you're in a new place, you're in a new environment, and it's triggering anxiety, everything's okay. And I really just had to take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And when I would feel these tremors and feel shaky, I thought it was coffee, because I'm a big coffee drinker. So I went the next day, I was like, okay, I'm not going to drink any coffee. I'm not going to have any caffeine. And I still had this like shakiness to me, like this tremor, like it was horrible. I literally just wanted to just put a blanket over me and just sit in a corner and not go anywhere. And I did not like that feeling, but it also triggered my vertigo. So I did pass out. I had one episode where I kind of like passed out. And then I also had another episode coming back here to North Carolina where my anxiety triggered my vertigo and it caused me to pass out. Okay. And so I really feel like my anxiety was highly triggered, really just doing to like processing everything that's going on in my life. Okay. Sometimes when you are you consider yourself a strong person, you want to hurdle over every mountain, you want to hurdle over every obstacle, you're not going to let nothing get you down, you're not going to let nothing stop you, you're not going to let nobody kill your joy or kill your happiness, and you're going to be positive regardless. Sometimes you can subliminally bypass emotions that need to be dealt with. And I think that's what I was doing, is like I was bypassing these emotions that my spirit, my body, my soul was telling me like, okay, Amber, I know you're Miss Optimistic, but you need to deal with these emotions and deal with these thought processes and really filter them out, feel it and let it pass. And that's where that video that I made while I was up visiting my sister, where it's okay to not be okay, that's why I created that video. I was just going through a lot of sadness. Like I didn't know the effect of what I was going through, how much of an effect it had on me, until I removed myself from the environment. And then it's like I was left to like process and filter out. And I thought I was gonna go, hang out with my sister and just, do this and do that and go here and do that. And no, it was nothing like that. Most of the time I was in the house. I didn't want to go anywhere because I just had this fear of, I also too, fear of the unknown. I think definitely, triggered my anxiety. Just uncertainty. How are things going to be in the future? How these changes are altering my life, trigger my anxiety. And the anxiety was so bad, it kept me awake at night. And it also, when I would go to sleep, it would wake me up out of my sleep. I would still be tired, but I would just be woke up by anxiety, just fear. And I really didn't like that. I really, really didn't like that. And I think, too, because it was like really cold and, a lot of the time it would be gloomy and rainy and icy. And I don't think that helped with what I was going through, with the mental health challenges I was going through. I don't think that helped at all. Definitely when I got back to North Carolina and it was like more sunny and more warmer, I made sure to get out in nature. I made sure to just, just do healthy things, drink water, eat healthy, organize, clean up, that definitely helped me. But while I was up there in Minnesota, it was like, okay, Amber, you've been going through a lot of things are happening, it's changing, certain things in your life, and it will have an impact on you towards your future. Feel what you feel. And so that's why I'm big on, if you have an emotion that is nasty, that doesn't feel good, don't bypass it. Okay. And the movie that's God gave me, for those of you who have children, there's a movie, I don't know if it's called Inside Out. I'll have to link it in the description box, but this movie is a children's movie and it's all about emotions. Okay, so it's teaching children about their emotions and how all emotions are needed. Sadness is needed, anger is needed, disgust, fear, happiness, joy, all these emotions are needed in our life, because they actually can help us. Even the ones that we feel are negative, it can actually help us to confront or keep us safe from out of harm's way with things in life. And I just identify with the different emotions. They gave them, you know, characters, and they gave them personalities, and I identify with the happy emotion. And the happy emotion kind of like wanted to take charge, and she kind of was like telling, you know, anger what to do, and telling disgust what to do, and, you know, she basically just wanted everything to be perfect and happy, okay? And when sadness needed to express that, you know, the young child was feeling sadness and she needed to, you know, contribute her part, happiness and joy just wanted to take over and just like, no. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. Y'all need to watch this movie. It's really good about identifying your emotions and how each emotion was important. But to make this story short, the main point of this movie was that, you know, this major change that the little girl was experiencing from moving from one state, from all her friends, from everything she knew, her parents had to move to another place. It was challenging her with her emotions, and basically the emotion joy, happiness, didn't want her to get sad about it. She just kind of wanted her to be happy and don't worry about it, and it actually ended up making her everything black inside. Okay, it's a good movie, check it out. But I definitely identify with that, you know. I was listening to a podcast on Instagram. From his perspective, they were talking about mental health. I'll make sure I leave that in the description box if any of you are interested in that podcast. They talk about a lot of great topics from a man's perspective, but this particular topic was mental health. And I was definitely excited just to share my experiences, because one of the things that I really wanted to share was like, you know, a lot of people who are, you know, consider themselves to be powerhouses or optimistic or inspirational or very creative get depressed, you know, suffer with anxiety, suffer with panic attacks. I don't know if you ladies are familiar with Naomi Judd, the country singer who recently passed. She committed suicide right before she couldn't hold on. She was supposed to be inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame for her work. And her daughter recently came out and wanted to share her side of the story so people won't, you know, create the wrong narrative. But her mother suffered from severe depression, okay? And she was very creative, you know, very inspirational, very talented, did a lot of work, but behind closed doors, she was suffering on the inside, you know, so much that she took her own life. So that's why mental health, you know, issues is so important. Just me being more empathetic, because, you know, I've experienced depression, and sometimes depression is not something you can you know, be positive and work your way out of. You know, it's steps to it. It's different steps. You know, you have the step of like identifying that you have a problem, and then you have this next step of, okay, to sit with it, the grieving process. You also go through a denial process. Oh, I'm not depressed, there's nothing wrong with me. You know, it's just different stages. And then there's the healing work, which the healing part, if you suffer from any type of mental health disorder, it could be a couple of months, or it could be a lifelong journey. Okay, so many people are coming out about mental health, you know, actors, actresses, and sometimes the people who are severely depressed, you never even know it. You know, a lot of comedians suffer from depression. Okay, so it's just so important for, I think, for us human beings to learn to identify when something is off with us. Learn to identify when, you know, we're going through something and we feel this nasty feeling, you know, sleeping all the time, uninspired, no zeal for life, crying for no reason, angry for no reason, you know, just numb, you know, numb to life, numb to things, not, you know, lack of energy, not wanting to be around people, isolating ourselves, you know, lack of appetite, not caring about your appearance. That was one of the things that, you know, Naomi Judd was sharing, was that her severe depression was really bad, where she just really just stayed in the house all day and didn't want to come out. She was just fearful, and she experienced a lot of trauma in her life. Okay, so yeah, I just want to share that with you, ladies and guys, in hopes that if you are dealing with anything in your life where you feel like mentally something is off, I just want to share my story to help you to identify it and know that it's okay. I think the thing with mental health issues is that, we don't want to look weak. That's one of the things, like, as far as me sharing my story, I consider myself a very strong person. I've been through a lot in life. And I don't like to let challenges in life get to me. I'm the type of person where I like to hurdle over those challenges. And as I hurdle over them, I like to share what I did to hurdle over them. And it's like going through depression. It's like the biggest mountain ever in life that you face, that you have no idea how you're ever going to climb it or if it's climbable. Okay. And that's how I felt. And that's why I wanted to share, my personal experience with it. Now, currently, since coming back from Minnesota and towards the end of being up there, I was realizing, okay, Amber, you are processing what's going on in your life, and it has triggered these emotions, the uncertainty, the fear, the sadness, the pain of what you've been through. It has triggered this anxiety. It has triggered this panic disorder, anxiety attacks that you're going through. It's triggering this grief that you need to cry. You actually need to cry, be honest with yourself. If you're sad, be honest that you're sad, and just, let it work through. So there were days, my sister would say, hey, Amber, you doing okay? You feeling okay? And I was like, no, I'm sad. I'm sad today. And that was okay. She would just say, it's okay. Give me a hug. I love you. It's going to be okay. And that's that. That's the thing with mental health is like, sometimes people want to, tell you this, and do that. And sometimes all that's needed is like, you're going to be okay. If you want to talk it out, let me know. If you don't, it's going to be okay. I'm here for you. And sometimes that's all a person needs when going through mental health. Okay. So also some things I wanted to talk about with what to help with mental health, because I just don't want to share with you all these scary, traumatizing events that I've been through, and I don't share with you any solutions on how to get better or things to do to help you cope with mental health while you're going through what you're going through. So one of the biggest things if you're going through a mental health disorder is to acknowledge it. Okay, acknowledge it, be honest with yourself, be real that you are experiencing depression, anxiety, changes in your emotions. You're just not feeling life. You have no zeal for life. You're just in the funk. Acknowledge that. One of the things I like to do is go outside in nature, take a walk. You can listen to music or without music. I love to listen to instrumental music, or just any type of music that's going to help me get in a better space. So definitely going outside in nature. Another thing is if you can get to water, if you can go to a beach or a lake, just being near water, being out in nature, it's just something about God's creation that is healing. Just being outside in God's creation is very healing. Another good thing to do is maybe to reduce caffeine. If you're a big coffee drinker like me, maybe stop drinking coffee for a few days, drink more water and hot tea, okay? Another thing to do is rest. You want to get rest. So with my depression, experiencing postpartum depression after having my daughter, and when I'm going through periods of extreme anxiety, I don't sleep. Okay, some people oversleep. Some people all they do is sleep. Work and go to sleep. For me, I can't go to sleep. I would be up to like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes, which was very unhealthy because the body needs sleep in order to heal itself and recover, and I wasn't getting that. So definitely making sure that you get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay, drinking lots of water. Also diet. If you're going through any type of mental health disorder and you're trying to cope with it, opt for healthier foods, because they're so rich in nutrients, they help increase your vibration. So you definitely want to reach for more fruits, vegetables, and salads. Maybe stay away from red meat, pork and maybe just only eat chicken and fish, okay? Because you want to feel light, because if you eat sugar, fast food, just cookie, heavy foods, those foods have no nutrients in it, and because you're suffering with the mental health and your energy, your vibration is low and it's kind of vulnerable, those foods are going to make you feel even worse, okay? So just try to stay away from sugar, caffeine, and eat healthier foods, juices, no soda, and drink water. Another good thing to do if you're suffering from mental health issue is to make sure you journal it out. You have to get it out. Get a journal your feelings out. Even if it's I'm sad, I'm depressed, or even if it's I don't know what's wrong with me, write that, okay? Or if it's 5 pages, if it's a book, write that, get it all out, okay? Because sometimes when we write, it can give a voice to what we have a hard time saying or communicating or expressing to someone, okay? So give your pain a voice. If you don't feel like talking to anyone, which I definitely recommend, that was going to be my next tip, is support. If you don't feel like you can trust anyone, or you feel like you don't have anyone, definitely you want to journal it out. You have to give a voice to your pain. So that's very important. So journaling. Cry. If you need to cry, cry it out. Crying is the body's way of healing, rejuvenating, releasing, cleansing. So if you feel crying well up in your soul, let it out, okay? Again, you have to give a voice to your pain. Crying is a way of giving voice to your pain, a way for your body to release the pain and to cleanse itself and to acknowledge that something is going on with your spiritual and mental being, and it needs to be released, okay? Or you need to go through that grieving process of coming to terms with it and letting it go. Another good tip is support. Again, when I was on the podcast and I shared my few tips with the From His Perspective podcast, one of the major things we talked about is, your go-to people, your 3 go-to people, okay? So I know all of you have at least 1 to 3 go-to people that you can talk to, okay? So definitely you don't want to isolate yourself, because isolating yourself is only going to make it worse. It's only going to increase those negative thoughts and make you more vulnerable, make you more fearful, and just make it worse. So talk to someone that you can trust, and that is a great listener, who's not going to judge you, is going to be caring, patient, and loving with you, okay? My next tip is to, once you go through those things and you start to feeling better, just do things that make you happy. Go get some ice cream. I don't know, the things I like to do, go to a bookstore, read a book, exercise, start exercising, affirmations, a gratitude list. A gratitude list is so important, whether you do a gratitude list or you just say what you're grateful for out loud. When you, on purpose, are grateful and say out loud what you're grateful for, or write what you're grateful for, it automatically switches your mind from what's wrong to what's going right in your life. So I definitely recommend a gratitude list or gratitude prayer, or saying what you're grateful for out loud. That helps to take your mind off of what's ailing you and helps you to look forward to the future. Stress coloring. I have a couple of stress coloring books, so adult stress coloring is really helpful. And yeah, I think those are all my tips. Those are all my tips to help cope with anxiety, depression, and fear, and laughter. We all know that laughter is so good for the soul. So if you have a comedian in your family, someone that you know who's going to make you laugh, oh my gosh, that will be so helpful into helping you cope. Now, some people, the intensity of what they're going through is different. It's like a volume, depending on what stage you are, the volume is high or the volume is low. So sometimes if the volume is really high, it's severe, all these things, I can't say that it's going to cure it or it's going to be the fix all, but it will help you to cope through it and get through it, a second at a time. a minute at a time, an hour at a time, a day at a time, okay? These things just will help you to cope with it. And after you start this healing and coping with it, you know, it starts coming down, the intensity starts coming down a little bit, and then you can start, you know, looking forward to, you know, getting back out there, staying in touch with friends and family, you know, going out of the house, doing something fun, catching a movie, go get some ice cream, go out to dinner, have some drinks, you know, that, you know, and just, you know, start getting your life back to how it was before all of this started happening to you. And if it's really, really severe, and definitely seek professional advice, professional therapy. I am not against medicine, because I have experience with watching people who have severe depression or suffer from severe depression, and depending on the traumas they've been through and what triggered it, sometimes they don't have the tools or the mental capacity to help in with the healing process of what they're going through. So sometimes medicine is needed, and I'm for it if a person feels that they need medicine, because I have seen the medicine work in people who have depression. So never feel bad if you have to get on medicine, okay? I am definitely for that, because you know, all of us with whatever mental health disorder that we incur, you know, it's the intensity, the volume of it can be different. And for some people, they might need medication, and I'm for it, because I've seen people get off the medication or not have the medication, and everyone's different in life. Everybody's experiences and toolbox, their tools in order to help with life issues. Some people are missing those tools. Some people were never given those tools, and some people just need the medicine, okay? So never feel bad if you need medicine for depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, postpartum depression. Never feel bad, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. And if you're having thoughts about harming yourself, definitely seek, there's a hotline, which I'm going to try to find and leave in the description box, of somebody that you can talk to. Please talk to someone if you're having the harmful thoughts about you know, not wanting to be here on life anymore. Just it's too heavy, it's too much of a burden. It's, you know, to live here with how you feel in this shell of human flesh. If it's too hard and you just want to escape, please talk to someone, okay? I hope this video has, you know, helped you and maybe shed some light. And if you resonate with me and you say, hey, Amber, you know, I resonate, I've been feeling like how you were feeling, or I went through the same thing, I hope this encourages you to identify what's going on with you, to be honest, to feel how you feel and know that it's going to be okay, to do a little bit of research, to talk to someone and lean on someone for support, and definitely, you know, work on that healing process, okay? And just know that eventually it will pass. Don't feel bad if you're trying to be positive and it's just not happening. You know, that's just a part of it a lot of the times. So it's a process, and don't let people pressure you to you know, snap out of it, okay? You know, just take your time, it's okay, and just do things that will help the healing process of your journey, okay? Well, that's it for this video. I love you, ladies. I love you guys. I hope you're having a blessed one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.